Hey, how's it going? So I'm recording this right after all the tickets just sold out for Black Sabbath's final gig. Another final gig by Black Sabbath, but they're billing this as this is it, particularly Ozzy. He's saying, that's it, I'm done, I'm too ill. This is my big final goodbye in Birmingham at Villa Park. If you don't know Villa Park, it's the big football stadium within Birmingham, and I think I don't know if they're all supporters of Aston Villa, but Geezer Butler apparently is a massive fan. So they've picked that location, 40,000 capacity, and it's a massive, massive gig. We'll go into the lineup a bit later. And guys, I want you to let me know your thoughts on Sabbath. Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe if you like this video, if you like this channel, if you like music. I love chatting with you guys. So within this video, I wanted to talk about, first of all, let's talk about Sabbath. The importance of them within the kind of alternative metal scene. Let's talk about why this gig's happening. Let's talk about tickets. Let's talk about the lineup. And also, I want to share a potentially controversial opinion. In fact, yeah, I want to share a controversial opinion about Sabbath, and I want to hear your controversial opinions. Equally, I'd love to hear about what Sabbath means to you guys, and if anyone here managed to nab a ticket for the Sabbath gig, let me know how you're feeling right now prior to the event. But yeah, let's talk about Sabbath. Sabbath, as if you don't know, the legendary metal band from the UK, Birmingham, UK, formed in 1968. Prior to that, they were known as the Polka Chula Blues Band, and then Earth. And then when they realised, yo, let's go evil, they hit the Black Sabbath name. Personally, I love the first three albums, Black Sabbath, Paranoid, Masters of Reality. Beyond that, gets a bit sketchy for me, but I know the later albums, they mean a lot to lots of other people. Loads of lineup changes. I'm not going to go into the history. There's plenty of other history of Black Sabbath videos. But the significance of this gig is that, I mean, it's a miracle they've made it to this point, if you know the Sabbath history, that they're all alive for starters. And the fact that it's all four original members getting back together one final time to play some Sabbath classics is amazing. I love some of the early Sabbath riffs. Obviously, Iommi lefty, come on. There's not a lot of us lefties, but when they get big, they're pretty decent, aren't they? Iommi, I actually love his riffs. We're in a world now where there's a lot of metal guitarists, and it's just, let's play a million notes a minute and look how heavy, and I'm going to detune it so that whales are going to jump through the window. But Iommi, he's all about the groove and the riff, like just hitting that riff. And what I think is amazing when you play Iommi riffs, or Sabbath riffs, because I know they're a very collaborative group, you can sing along with them. That's what I love. You know, there's that bit in War Pigs where the crowd will literally sing like the kind of lead solo bit, and it's just, that's what it's about for me. I love it, the feel of his sound, particularly in earlier Sabbath stuff. But what I'd like to do is, obviously the tickets have just gone on sale. Let's have a deep dive into how that went. So let's talk tickets. The pre-sale tickets went online on the 13th of Feb, with general sale going online the next day, the 14th. And apparently on the 14th, all tickets were gone within 16 minutes, which is insane, but I would say anticipated. Let's not forget, 40,000 capacity, final gig of a legendary band, not surprising. Scoping out the ticket prices, they were put on sale at starting from £197.50 to £834 VIP. I know, you know, everyone knows now, when it comes to Ticketmaster, these ticket prices don't mean a lot. I'm sure there were some massive fluctuations, but some people will have blagged that price. And to be honest, looking at the lineup and the context of this gig and who's playing, if you blagged £197.50 ticket, you're laughing, you know, looking at how much is a Metallica ticket nowadays, how much is a Slayer ticket. You're basically getting a day's festival, aren't you, with some of the most legendary rock bands that have existed. Some people have posted some horror stories and horror prices with regards to this gig. Again, I don't know this person, this is just what someone shared. It wouldn't surprise me though, we're talking Ticketmaster, we're talking some of the biggest bands in the world, and let's be honest, the business side of the music scene, regardless of what you think of the bands, is shady as fuck, mate. So it doesn't surprise me that this is happening. This is Ticketmaster after all. They are loving the scam, mate. It's awesome that profits from this gig are going to charity, and that is amazing, to be fair. Local charities within Birmingham, but come on, mate. Sabbath are making some money out of this. We know that. They're going to be doing all right out of this. My personal thoughts on this, Don't get me wrong, I'm old school. I hate the current state of ticket pricing nowadays. However, like I said earlier, considering who's playing, the context of this gig, witnessing a legendary band potentially playing their final gig. We all know there have been lots of these final gigs. But anyway, this sounds like it given what's happening with them just as individuals, particularly with Ozzy's health. If you're paying a few £100, mate, that's not bad, is it? I mean, if you manage to blag a ticket for a few £100, you could pay that at a day's festival locally, do you know what I mean? And see bands that are not Black Sabbath doing their final tour, do you know what I mean? So it's on face value, if you're getting that general ticket price for just, you know, up to £400, I guess you're kind of laughing, really. Now let's chat about the lineup. Obviously, Black Sabbath headlining, the original Black Sabbath. The big thing is Bill Ward back in the fray, back on the drums. I think people forget how good Bill Ward is. There's a clip I remember watching years ago of Black Sabbath live. I'd encourage you to watch this. Here's a still of the footage, but I'll put the link in the description of the video. I remember seeing this and just, it blew me away with how awesome Bill Ward is on the drums. I mean, he's not as young as he once was, let's put it that way, but I'm sure he can still bring that vibe, bring that swing to the Sabbath. But yeah, obviously they'll be headlining. I'm sure each member will kind of come out throughout the day to kind of support other artists. But look at this, we've got, well, and Ozzy Osbourne is going to be doing kind of solo stuff as well by the look of it, because I think he's made it clear this is his swan song, at least for now. But to be fair, given his health conditions, it at least seems plausible that this is it for Ozzy. Anyway, let's look at who else we got. Metallica, Slayer, Pantera, Gojira, Alice in Chains, Hailstorm, Lamb of God, Anthrax, Mastodon, and then a ton of other artists from a load of other amazing bands. Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine, Audioslave, he's the guy kind of curating it, so I'm sure he's going to jump in, do some kind of whammy solos over everyone's songs. There's an interesting addition of the drummer from Sleep Token, I guess because they wanted someone that wasn't 5,000 years old on stage, and also Fred Durst. I mean, it'd be great to hear some new metal rapping in the chorus of Planet Caravan. But anyway, I guess it's a bit of a mates fest, isn't it? And that's what it is. It's a celebration of Black Sabbath. And let's not forget, Ozfest has been a thing for years. They've probably got some really good connections through that. And also, if you're one of those bands or performers, why wouldn't you want to do this? This is the band that helped influence this genre. They probably influenced every one of these bands, either directly or indirectly. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fun up there. I just hope the performances are as good as the lineup potentially looks. But let's forget about the finer details of how much tickets cost, the fiasco trying to get them, what the lineup's going to be like. I think just take away all that, looking at what this event is, and it looks like it'd be amazing. I'm not going to be there. There's no chance of me being there. I think it'd be an awesome day. But just the fact you're seeing a legendary band, original members, you know, with their mates and some of the most well-known bands within a genre that they've helped influence. I mean, that sounds wicked. I'm sure if you were lucky enough to get a ticket, it should be amazing. Who knows in terms of Ozzy's capacity to sing live? We all know in the studio he's heavily treated, at least recently. Live, I think he still tries to give it a go. Will he be able to last the whole night doing it live? I don't know, but so here I thought I'd just interject because I literally was about to upload this video when the news came out that Ozzy shared he's only going to be singing bits and pieces at the Black Sabbath farewell concert, which obviously the internet has gone mental over because the internet likes to go mental over everything. However, I can appreciate people have spent a lot of money on tickets to want to see Black Sabbath. There's an element of feeling a bit scammed because you've dropped a lot of money to go to this gig and now Ozzy's saying I can't really do an awful lot. However, there's a part of me that thinks, do you know what, looking at Ozzy, it's no surprise he's not going to be able to sing a whole gig. You know, he can't even walk, can he? So the fact you're expecting him to do, what, an hour, a couple of hours singing Sabbath songs, unless they're going to use some magic powers to get him through that gig, it's not a surprise that he said this, to be fair. And it probably explains why there's 1 million people on the lineup. However, I do appreciate it would have been nice to have known something like this prior to booking tickets, because don't forget, when you go to a gig like that, people are coming from all over. It's not just the tickets you're paying for, is it? So yeah, I kind of get both sides, to be fair. The performance is just part of the day, isn't it? It's not, you're not there to go to a Sabbath gig, it's a celebration of Sabbath. If ever there is a band that deserves celebrating, just from a musical standpoint and the effect they've had on the genre, you can't big up those guys enough, to be fair. Like, their riffs are class. Even nowadays, I listen to Sabbath and I'm learning new stuff, just in terms of feel, groove, how to create a song, be inventive. Can't go wrong with it, mate. Awesome stuff. The thing I love about Sabbath as well is they are billed as the evil band. They will get Satan to eat you and destroy you, and listen to their riffs. And then you hear them talk, it's like, yeah, we just like playing guitar, yeah, we just play guitar with our friends, yeah. Really sorry to any Brummies watching this. That's the best I can do, alright? But just the fact they've got this real chilled out Brummie accent for the most satanic band in the world. Yeah, I love that. How awesome is that? Right, I said to you guys, I'm going to give you a controversial opinion, alright? And I want you to share your controversial Sabbath opinions. We all know if you say something that someone doesn't like on the internet, they will respond furiously. So here's your opportunity to respond furiously. My hot Sabbath take is that Paranoid is a shit song. That's my hot take. If you love that song, fair play to you, and I'm sure Sabbath loved that song for the popularity it's proven to them. I'm sure I've seen videos where they've mentioned how boring that song is to play, and they had to write it just to get a single on the album. I also want to chuck this in the air. Sabbath could have been an awesome funk band. And here's my proof. Right guys, I bet you didn't expect to hear funk Black Sabbath in this video. I'm telling you, some of their riffs, they've got some groove. Sabbath got some funk. Satan funk. Massive respect to the legends in Sabbath. Musically, you can't quantify how much of an effect they've had on alternative music, just music in general. And yeah, they did the End Tour in 2016, but you know, bands have a way of returning. I mean, some of the bands in the lineup have done farewell tours. Slayer broke up recently forever, didn't they? Yeah guys, I just want to say big thanks for watching. If you like this video, like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts below. How are you feeling about Sabbath? What does Sabbath mean to you? What's your controversial take? Do you hate what I've said about Paranoid? Massive thanks for watching, and take it easy.